Okay, everybody, we are live here with AJ from EMP DexFi. We got a really cool project here. It's also going to be streaming on X and on YouTube. So if you're on X, if you want to ask us a question, come on over to YouTube. That's going to probably be the best place to put your comments in so that me and AJ can answer them. Mainly AJ can answer them. But this is a really cool project. I want to bring AJ back because AJ, if you guys remember, had the EMP bonds. And I put about $2,000 in the EMP bonds. And after a year, I got $3,200 back. Everyone got paid back on it. Everyone was made whole. That's a 60% gain. We basically outperformed the entire market. The same time period, you would have lost money if you were in any of the alts or Ethereum. So this is why it's important to diversify what you're investing in. He's brought the bonds back. He's brought them back in a little bit of a different way. We're going to talk to the man. We're going to see what AJ says, what they're doing differently this time. Welcome, AJ.
Thanks, now King. Good to be here, brother. Yeah, man. We go way back, bro. I just was thinking about that today. Through the original Tomb Fork of EMP, we don't go anywhere, bro. We just keep building and delivering, and some people may not be with us from day one, but we just keep going. And yeah, man, it's funny to see even you, bro. There was a while that crypto streamers really were dying and you didn't give up, you didn't go away, and here we are, man, on the heels of a new bull market. I think everything is looking pretty good. I mean, Bitcoin definitely stealing the show, but that's usually how it goes, man. Over 100K Bitcoin is a good day, no matter how you look at it. So we're bringing our bonds back, like you said. We'll go over that today. A little bit different, a little more transparent, which again is something that we always strive to do, and a way that we can generate yield, and we all win together, which is really rare in crypto. But when you're talking about real yield, that's actually possible. So
So last time, all I did was I went and bought, I believe I bought 8 bonds. They were $250 each, if I remember, for $2,000. And I just bought them with, I don't remember, USDC, I assume. And I got $3,200 back 12 months later or 11 months later. Is this how this one works, or what's the difference between this one?
yeah, man. So that we had great success with our original EMP bonds. Again, taking inspiration from that, but bringing it to a whole new level. So the original bonds, that yield was actually generated through trading. Again, the return was a little bit less, and the risk was a little bit higher. So we have now moved to utilizing the Dex vaults. Again, another great relationship we've had along the way with Dex Finance. We have used our own treasuries to yield ever since Dex Vaults were live. And what Dex Vaults are a way to have concentrated liquidity and do it in a very automated and safe manner. So a lot of us don't really understand how to utilize concentrated liquidity on our own. But it's really one of the only ways in crypto that you can earn, in a sustainable way. So what that means is you're providing liquidity on these exchanges and getting a part of the real revenue from fees. So it's not inflationary. It's not, Ponzonomics. You're essentially taking a percentage of every transaction on these fees. And so we've done that. We've earned individually and through our own treasuries for years now. And now we're bringing that model in a very easy way to the public. So to answer your question, yeah, you buy these bonds. They're about $250 each, zero point 0.1 ETH, and then you essentially own a part of the wallet. And all of this is on chain, which is really cool, which we'll show in a minute here. But you can see what actual pools we're providing LP for, and nobody has done that. It's always been kind of a black box of trust me, bro, for the return. So we're literally showing you where the yield is coming from. And because it's concentrated liquidity, the original EMP bonds were about 60% APR. we're hoping that these bonds are more 100 to 200% APR. So, and we're able to do that because you also are getting the upside potential of the assets. So, in other words, if you put ETH in, you get ETH out. But if the fund itself doubles, yeah, if ETH doubles or any of the pairs that we're in, you get all that price appreciation as well. So, and it obviously goes the other way. If we see a short-term bear market,
Right.
you may get less dollar value out. But we're really excited for that. And again, no other, even some of these fixed APR protocols, they're never giving you the price appreciation on top of the yield. So it's really been an amazing development, and we're excited for it, man. We almost have $300,000 of deposits within 2 or 3 days. So
Wow.
we're hoping to scale from here.
So let me. Okay. Well, I'd like to welcome everyone. We got about looks like 28 people watching us live. The numbers are going up, which is great. A lot of people watch us on X. So if you're on X, the YouTube channel, come on over. Just search for Crypto King on YouTube. You'll find us there. You can ask questions directly. Looks like we're up to 30 people almost.
Let's go, man. Yeah, totally.
So it's pretty cool. X community loves this stuff, which is great. What I wanted to ask you is this: last time I put in cash, this time I'm putting in ETH. Is that what I'm putting in?
Yes, exactly. So last time, because we were trading, we
Okay.
used the cash to, actually do some leverage positions and longing and shorting and stuff like that. But this time it is literally ETH in, ETH out, because we're using that ETH to go into liquidity pools. And right now we're on base and on Sonic. And again, on base, 99% of the LP is half of it is ETH. So again, if we're going into say, banker, the other side is ETH. So it's just a way that we can put capital to work without having to bridge or transfer, into stables or out of stables. But the other really cool thing is the yield that you earn is in USDT. So again, the principal amount is ETH, but the yield that you get, 10% monthly, roughly. Again, if you break down the APR monthly, that's in actual USDC. So then you can take that stable and either buy more bonds or use that to pay bills or buy other crypto.
So I'm trying to understand. If I put in, let's say, I put in one ETH in there, which is like $2,500,
Yeah.
and then the return every month is going to be in the stables, not in ETH, correct?
Yeah, so that's the beauty of our vaults. The way that we actually do this is the concentrated liquidity, the fees that we earn are automatically transitioned into USDC. So that way we're not exposed to the market volatility after we've actually made the profit. Because if we just had an ETH, if the price goes up or down, you would potentially get much less or more, but stables is just a much better way to calculate it. So yeah, at the time of, and it happens, once an hour on some of our pools. It takes all the profit, immediately converts it to USDC, and then that's what's paid out to all the NFT holders. Yeah.
Got it. So basically, okay. So I can start showing people how it is. I haven't looked at
Yeah.
it yet. I was waiting for AJ to walk me through it. If you guys are all ready, we can show you guys how it works because this is an incredible opportunity because you guys have a track record. I can, you know, what's actually crazy? I might just take the whole $3,200 and just put it back into this, and let's see what happens in a year. It could end up being like 9 grand. I mean,
Let's go.
the
Yeah.
crypto's the only place you can take 2 grand and turn it into $9,000 or $10,000 in like 2 years, in my
Yeah.
opinion. And I'm doing it relatively safely because what you're telling me is that these are the rewards that are being paid in the vaults, correct? So these are actually rewards actually being paid to the LPs, assuming from the DEXs, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, we are on, and that's the other really cool part. If anybody can go into Vault on their own. That's the beauty of what we have built. But we are diversified into probably 30 or more different LPs. So even if there is a hack or, an issue on the exchanges themselves, we're never all in or all at risk. So that's another really cool thing with the setup is that the risk is also mitigated because of that diversification into other things. And again, if you're bullish on crypto, then yeah, I agree with you there, King. I mean, we could see ETH hit, my target is about 8 to 10,000 per ETH. I know we've been really lagging this cycle, and so even if we get to all-time highs of ETH again around 4,000, that's basically a double from here,
Yeah.
and that's just the principal. That doesn't include the yield that you would be earning for sure.
So so your principal is safe. If you put in one ETH, you can pull out one ETH.
Yeah, I mean, again, we don't guarantee it because we could see a bear market or a cycle that is missed. If ETH goes down from where it is right now, then ultimately you would be getting less in terms of dollar value. But yeah,
Oh,
one ETH in, one ETH out is usually how it goes. And actually, we'll talk about the 10% exit, where as long as you're in the protocol long enough, then you would potentially be able to guarantee that you pull out more than you put in for sure.
so yeah, we'll get into that. We got about 46 people watching. All right. So
Nice, man. I love it. Yeah.
you guys are streaming in. Very cool. Again, come over to YouTube. If you want to ask questions, you can ask questions right here on YouTube. I'm not sure we're going to see the questions if you ask them on X. Uh, you- well, Elvis is just mean.
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
there,
No puppet dubs here. We're not even offering
there-
a token. So that's
yeah,
the cool part, man. Yeah, this isn't a token. This is just real yield. I mean, everybody says real yield. They think that, you know, taxes and, in and out fees are real yield. But we're talking actual, fees from the protocol in terms of providing liquidity. So, yeah,
I got I got my 60% on the EMP bonds. I don't see what the problem is.
yeah,
Everyone got
totally.
paid. Did your trader trade that well that you guys were able to pay that much? That's pretty
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah, man. I mean, we again, the trading is so volatile. In the long run, we don't really work with them anymore just because it's too volatile, and we have a better product now. So that's the beauty is we're able to generate more yield through the vaults than we ever were with a lot less risk on trading for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so interesting. All right, so let's show everyone the screen. Um, hopefully that helped. Elvis, I don't think Elvis understands what's going on here, but it's okay.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
everyone needs to. Not everyone can understand these things.
Totally. And again, I'm happy to answer any questions. No, nothing's off the table. I just, yeah, people assume. So,
Okay, 1 second. Okay. Oopsie daisy. Let's move it over to this. All right. You guys see all that? Okay. So I'm on the treasury bonds. Okay. So what am I looking at? I see an NFT farm. I see mint NFT bond. So how would all of this work together?
yeah, absolutely. So, it may be better actually, okay, let's start with the documents and then we can go into this because I think it really shows
Okay.
what we're doing. Yeah, perfect, bro. So, if you go very to the top again, this is all really straightforward. We've done our best to make this, the easy button, so to speak. Um, the vaults are essentially a hybrid of Beefy and Balancer. So both of those technologies have been around a very long time. They're a way to earn through concentrated liquidity, but we're able to outperform even those yields by about 10% because we utilize what we call an AILM or an automated liquidity management system where we're able to actually automatically adjust the ranges of the LP to be profitable because
Okay.
with concentrated liquidity, you make the most money when your range is very narrow and you're getting all the fees within that range. But to the normal crypto user, you have to have a finance degree to
Yes.
even know, what to do. So it's very, very complicated. And if you get it wrong, you get what's called impermanent loss. And the impermanent loss can really hurt you, if you're trying to do all this manually. So we've created a really cool system to do it as hands-free as possible. And then the bonds take it one step further, where we're literally managing everything behind the scenes on entries and exits, knowing when new farms are going to launch, getting in positions for that. So this is really, again, the easy button while still utilizing the vault. So how it works is ETH in, ETH out. Again, you can mint, yep,
Mint.
your NFTs right there.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really simple. We're on base, so you can have ETH on base. I suggest the Rhino Bridge or any other simple swap, any of those to get over to base. And then everything is priced in. One bond is 0.1 ETH roughly. Now that will fluctuate a little bit, as you can see, it's a little bit below right now, and that just depends on the overall fund value. So look at this as if you're owning one bond represents one share of that wallet, and
Got it.
you actually own that wallet. So if the overall fund goes up in value, then the bonds become more expensive.
So, so,
Um,
so I would own this NFT, gets minted, and then I stake the NFT and I start claiming the revenues that are coming through, basically.
Exactly, brother. Yep. So every Friday, we have an epoch. Again, just like you would in any other, inflationary protocol, but we don't pay rewards based on new tokens. We pay based on the real yield of what we're generating from those LP positions. So, you can claim up to once an hour, even if you have enough NFTs to make sense. But yeah, and it's already staked for you automatically when you mint it. So the only time you have to unstake is if you're gonna redeem, which is the next part. A lot of protocols like this rely on what like peer-to-peer marketplaces where you can sell your stake or NFT to other users. But the problem with that is it's very low liquidity. So if
Right.
nobody's willing to buy then you're stuck with the NFTs. So we have an actual redemption queue where all you have to do is unstake and initiate the redeem, and you get paid out within 48 hours. So you don't have to wait for somebody to buy it. We, as a protocol, will pay you out from the fund itself, and there is a 10% fee. And the reason we do that, again, you get 90% of your overall value, is because we don't want people trying to swing trade the value of the wallet itself. So you will have to stay in, yeah, for at least 1 month. Um, and again, the APR is roughly 10% monthly anyway. So as long as you're in for a month, you should be made whole, no problem. So
Okay. I think I get it. I'm gonna come
yeah,
back here.
yeah, bro. That was again, it's
I
pretty straightforward. Yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions and go more into it. And then the transparency, I also wanted to really highlight that too. So, if you end up going to the actual mint page, I can show you.
well, yeah, I just have a few questions, and well, actually, there
Yep, no
are
worry with that. Okay, perfect.
questions here. Uh, oh, okay. So Elvis said, okay. So Elvis, thank you for your questions. What is the yield for being an LP liquidity provider? Yes, I am dumb. I have been trading Forex futures and options for 15 years. So I'm totally a noob.
I love it, Elvis. No worries, man. So
I,
yeah,
I don't I
yeah,
don't know if he's trying to be sarcastic here. I haven't quite figured him out. But
yeah.
how do you trade the other side by tightening the spread? Oh, okay. I don't think you understand how LPs work. When they're a really small range, the amount of money is very high. So what they're doing is they're managing the rewards for you that you don't have to. Um,
Exactly. Yeah, we're
so
tightening and
you,
widening the
you,
range. Yeah.
so
Oh,
so let me ask you this. Okay, so basically they're making money of being on the other side of a pump and dump. No, there's no pump and dump. By
no.
being the LP for no. Again, no. It's just an LP. It's LP farming. Okay. How do you make your money? Do you take it a fee from your profits? That's a good
Yeah,
question.
that's a great question. So, yeah, I mean, we definitely take a platform fee from the profits, but our fee is still lower than Beefy or Balancer. So, I believe it's like 0.7% of all profits as a platform fee. I think Beefy is like 0.11 so yeah, we're definitely a little lower. And then yeah, we right now though again we're a lot of those fees we're getting right now are going back into the protocol from the original hack that we had, and then after that the APR will probably even go up because as you look in the docs, it's a 50-50 split right now, and we're paying that APR with the 50-50 split. So once that goes away, we could see APR in the 2 to 300 range, at that point. So this is a way that we're rolling it out to everybody. We're helping the community. We're bootstrapping the recovery, and everybody's winning at the same time. So
So my question is this: I'm going to put in one ETH, okay, and then my ETH price goes to $5,000. When I come withdraw, I'm going to be getting my ETH back as USDC, not as ETH. Correct?
no, so you're getting it as ETH. What you're getting as USDC is your daily yield.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yep.
so
The print.
I would get 90% of my ETH back.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, now
90% of your ETH back, you got it. And the other cool part of that is, again, that 10% doesn't go to us as a protocol, it goes to the fund. So
other
again, yeah, the other users, exactly. If you wanna, you want people to withdraw because now you're getting another 10% on top, for that time period. So it's a great way to reward those that have more of a long-term vision, and still allow us to work because really at the end of the day we need the capital to yield because there is no posinomics. We have to have the working capital to provide LP in the first place. So the whole idea is that we keep the fund working, and the more in the fund, the more we're able to generate every user, over time.
Got it. Okay, so this is very interesting. So basically, for you guys out here who do yield farming, and I do some yield farming on Pancake Swap where you're earning percentages on BNB and USDT, which is like anywhere from 50 to 80%. So the numbers are hot. But if you bring the ranges in closer, it is in the hundreds, 200s, 300%. So what you guys have figured out is how to have a system that keeps the tight range and make people money without them having to manage it. You guys are managing it.
Exactly, Doc. You hit the nail on the head, man. Yep, and we've used some AI technology. Again, all of our stuff is audited. We actually have a new audit out too, that is even more comprehensive with the guys from Code Farina, which are white hat hackers. And even in the original issue that we had, all of our private vaults were unaffected, and these are private vaults. So you're able to see on DBank where the positions are, but you aren't actually able to front run us or know, the secret sauce of how we keep it in a tight range.
I got you. That makes sense. Okay. So Elvis actually had a good question. Yes, I thought you were being sarcastic. So I was looking for an LP for futures on the ES futures. So I'm fully aware of what type you are trying of what you are trying to attempt here. And yes, sarcasm is hard to type. This is a specific job and protocols. Would you kindly make it public? So I'm assuming he wants to know what LPs you're entering. Is that what you're trying to say, Elvis?
Yeah, bro. Well, and this is the bullish part. Nobody has done this, and we have. So if you go, you can actually look on the deposit page. We have a DBank that is fully public,
Beautiful.
and shows you exactly where the funds are. So, and again, you can track the history as well to know that we're not moving funds into other wallets or skimming off the top. We've really gone above and beyond to provide the transparency, and no other protocol has done that.
So we got almost 60 people watching. Again, if you're on X, come on over to the YouTube channel because you can ask AJ questions over here on the YouTube channel while you can. Make sure to ask him. We're only going to be here for maybe another 10 minutes. So you got to make sure to ask him the questions because this is a hell of a project. All the links are below here also on the video here on YouTube. So, it's the best place. But
Totally.
this is what I have a question. All right. I'm going to put in, let's say, 10 ETH, and then the price of ETH goes, and you guys are going to get like impermanent loss here and there. Like you're going to get more USDC versus the ETH as the price fluctuates, of course. So how can you give me back my 10 ETH or it would be 9 ETH when I want to exit? Wouldn't that create a problem for you guys? Because sometimes if the price of ETH goes up too much, you're going to get more USDC. Are you taking the USDC and then reinvesting and buying more ETH to keep the cycle going? Like, how does that part of it work?
Yeah, so again, nothing is guaranteed. This is all variable, but in your example, I mean, it really just depends on the overall market. So if you're putting in, one bond is essentially zero point 0.1 Ethereum, as long as ETH is around the price it is now, even with impermanent loss, we're putting that capital to work. And some of the pools that we're in, they may do, a 5x if the underlying assets go up against the ETH. So, and then some may do, may go down 20%. So it's a balance for sure. But because we're actually putting the capital to work, and we have that 10% buffer for those that exit, and the account can continue to grow, money in and money out really should be quite similar in terms of ETH. Again, if you're looking at dollar value, if ETH doubles, then your 10 ETH is now worth 50 grand instead of 25 grand.
But if ETH doubles, would I still get my 10 ETH out?
Yeah, it's ETH in, ETH out. Yes.
Wow.
So yeah, yeah,
Okay. So what is
yep.
the real risk here? Is the risk basically possibly getting hacked? That's about it. Is that the only risk, or what other risks could there be?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we've already been through the exploit and the hack once. We've prepared for that. We feel like that is really something that we're prepared for. The downside would be the overall market. So if you put in zero point 0.1 ETH and we put that to work, and the alts go down, because a lot of what we're farming are
Uh,
alts. If they go down more than ETH, versus ETH, then you would be in a position where you may get less ETH out. So
I
yeah, that would
see.
be that. Yeah, that would be the downside. But again, it goes both ways because typically in
I,
a bull market, alts outperform ETH, so you'll be getting way more ETH out than what you put in.
oh, okay. So it's kind of tied to the performance of the alt. So if the alts are going to do well, then you could actually put in one ETH and get back more than one ETH potentially,
Yeah,
depending on.
100%. Yep, and we have so many different strategies to mitigate too. We keep a lot of our yield, or just capital rather, in stables because there may be an opportunity where we see one of our entries go down, and we're able to then DCA with stables into that, and now we're earning when it goes back up. So when you look at the D bank, it'll show you what I mean by some risk mitigation.
Interesting. We got a couple questions we'll get to here. So basically, guys, understand there is risk. So depending on the flows and the prices, so there is a risk. It's not like the bonds that we had before where you get
Yeah,
paid no matter what.
exactly. The bonds were
Right.
guaranteed, by our treasury, and that's why they were 60%, a little bit more modest. This
Yeah.
has a lot more upside potential, but we're not guaranteeing, returns. Yeah.
And then this is not like I got to be in there for 1 year or anything. I can pull my money out after 30 days.
Yeah, that's the other really cool part. You could, as long as you're okay with the 10%, maybe you earn more than that just from, yield and the price going up. you can get in and out at any time. There is no deposit or withdrawal window. Yes.
This works right now in this market, guys, because the price of the alts and ETH are low. So if the price of the
Yes.
alts and ETH were high, I'd say this could be a tricky situation. But because they're low, alt season is going to come probably in the next 6 months to a year. And with interest rates have to go down for that to happen. But hopefully that happens soon. So basically, you're kind of safe in that. Well, there's no such thing as safe in crypto, but safer, I should say. So
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Well, and again, this is all fluid. So, when we do have a bear market again, then we can move into farming more blue chips and stables,
got it.
and still earn, we can
Yeah.
still earn really well in a bear market. But it might not be, quite the APR that we're
Yeah.
getting now. So,
So
yeah.
so it's saying Elvis is saying, so are we doing a derivative of a derivative versus USDC?
Yeah, so not derivatives. We're not trading at all. I mean, there is a little bit of trading involved in terms of getting the best entries. So we do use TA, to buy the dips and make sure that we're allocating capital, appropriately. But the yield is from the fees that the LP produces. It has nothing to do with the price going up and down. It has everything to do with the volume.
I don't know what he means by this. Are we marked by price at time? I think he's talking more like Forex kind of stuff, which I don't know if that has anything to do with this.
Yeah, I
I don't
don't
know.
know what that means. Yeah, I don't know.
You're
Yeah.
too Elvis, you're too advanced for us. We're crypto people. We're not that smart. Um, Hi, how is competition in this field? Why should the user go to you opposed to others? I'm not sure there are others, but you can
Yeah,
answer.
no, I only know of two others,
Oh
and
no.
again, one of them just rugged for completely. So there's that, and then the other one also had a bit of an exploit, so they're on pause at the moment. But I think those guys had about 17 million TVL under what they were farming, and what makes us different is we are literally showing you the LP positions. No other protocol has ever done that. And again, we have nothing to hide, so we're comfortable showing exactly where the money comes from. Because we're so used to everybody saying yield, real yield, or guaranteed returns, and all that is Ponzonomics or inflation, of the tokens themselves. So we're showing you, exactly how we're earning.
63 people. If you guys are on X, come over to YouTube. I keep saying it. You got questions, you got to ask us on YouTube. So come on over. Is there a stablecoin part of the fund, or are we fully exposed to the market, BTC versus USDC?
Yeah, absolutely, Elvis. So that's what I was saying. We keep right now, we have about 10% or more even in stables. So we are still mitigating that risk, and that's where again, if you want to say trading, that's where a little bit of the trading comes involved because if the market does go down, we can deploy those stables and earn a lot more on the way back up to protect everybody's principal.
Crushing. Well, Paul V said better reward rate based on competition like Beefy. Yeah, Beefy rates. I've never really seen them be that great, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we definitely we're the most competitive in terms of fees out of Balancer and Beefy. Yeah.
Elvis says marked by price times time is the rate of the stable coin where I don't know what you're talking, bro. We're not that smart.
Yeah.
What are you saying? I don't know what this guy's saying. You're too smart for us. You need to go back to Forex. Forex, I every time I play Forex, I've lost. You have to be a freaking genius to play Forex. You have to have like, I don't know, you need like an extra part of your brain that's like, you know,
Yep,
what is
totally.
VPN needed in the US? You mean VPN to invest? I have no idea.
Yep, no. Yeah.
I'm accessing it. So I don't know.
Yep, no VPN. Everything's done through a smart contract. So, we're technically not managing funds. The smart contract is. So, yeah.
So smart contract is managing it, so no VPN is needed. We How does this differ from the original EPM bond? He explained it. Basically, you're putting ETH in, you can get out within a month, and it's just different. There's no cash in and cash out. This one is based on ETH, and you're basically playing part of the risk factors, from what I understand. You
Yep.
basically take some risk. Um, why the change? That's a good question. Why the change? This looks like it's more sustainable.
Yeah, exactly, docking. So again, the original EP bonds were more reliant on
Yeah.
actual trading, and that has a lot of human intervention and a lot more risk. I mean, when you start playing with leverage, it can get really scary really quickly. And so this is just a lot safer. And I say that word with a caveat. Again, nothing in crypto is
Okay.
100% safe. Yeah, but it's just way more sustainable, and honestly, it's a better upside. I mean, we were guaranteeing the yield on the original EMP bonds, but we were only able to do that because the yield was less. Again, that was like 60% APR. And that's what a lot of the other protocols will do. They don't give you the exposure to the principal because they use that principal gain to pay rewards. So, in
Mm,
other words, if they're providing LP on a meme that does a 10x, then they use that to pay the rewards rather than the yield. So again, this whole system is way more transparent, way more sustainable than everything else. So.
yes, absolutely. Elvis, we started out as enemies, but now we are friends.
Yeah.
This is all you gotta do. You just gotta ask. You just gotta ask. I am a futures person and on the LP side, so I just have questions that us as potential investors. Oh yes, that's all fair. I mean, AJ is very transparent. I think he's answered your questions. Very nice. Being on the LP side of this business is not that simple. So I have what I think are pertinent. Absolutely, you asked some very good questions. Um,
Yeah, I love it,
well,
and people learn. I mean, a lot of the hedge funds that are getting involved in crypto, they're utilizing these sort of strategies, man. Yeah, to be able to be the house, so to speak, where it doesn't matter if the token goes up or down as long as there's volume. I mean, that is amazing. And with the yield, even if the assets go down, in price, you'll be able to outweigh all of that with the yield itself. I mean, you could do a 2 or 3x just from the yield. So that's again a great way to mitigate that risk.
yeah, there's a lot of opportunities with yield farming, especially this early in the bull cycle too, which a lot of people don't realize. So I'd say there's a good 6 months to a year of opportunity here. And then what happens with the 90%? Does it ever fall apart? Does it ever go away if you hold long enough?
Yeah, no, I mean, again, the only thing that would happen is, if you're in more than a month or two, then the yield makes up for that 10%. So
God.
again, it's a way to keep in. The 90% will always be there though, because, we don't want people swing trading the fund itself. Because, if you got in with no fees, you could get in on Monday, ETH goes up, and all the alts go up, and now you're removing capital on a Friday. It just gets really messy. And again, the way we regenerate the yield is by having that capital deployed. So if people are withdrawing, in and out, in and out, in and out, then now we're not able to actually earn on that capital. So.
I got it. I got it. We're almost at 70 people. So if you guys have questions, come over to YouTube, guys. It's going to be the best place. From X. Okay. Does the interface provide metrics on probabilistic? I've never seen that word used. Uh,
Yeah.
Outcomes of different strategies and range, etc.
Yeah, so you can look at that on the actual vaults themselves. Again, if you're comfortable with DeFi, you know how to have a wallet and connect to smart contracts. We have a bunch of cool metrics on DexFi vaults, and you can always go into those on your own. But again, this is the easy button. This is for people that don't want to have to look at LP ranges, 4 hours a day, forever. And so, because if you don't monitor it, even with our system, it can get a little out of range, and then you get hit with a permanent loss. And so, this is just a way to really make it easy. But you can't really see the metrics in the bonds fund, and we do that on purpose because we don't really want people to just front run or
Right.
copy what we're doing. So
Beautiful. I love it all. And look, we're friends now. Thank you for trying to be this open. That was from Elvis. Thank you,
yeah,
Elvis, for listening to AJ.
for
So
sure, Elvis. Yeah.
we got 73 people watching. Numbers keep going higher, so you must be doing something right, AJ.
I love
You
it, man. Yeah, welcome to all the new people again. Yeah, we're OGs in the space now. Everything that we build, we've never given up on. Some has had more success than others, and we do our best to make things right. But this is a really amazing step in even the future of GDEX, which is the token for Dex Finance, and EMP Fusion. This will eventually be a major revenue stream for the protocols too. So
Interesting.
again, it's really bullish for the ecosystems. Yeah.
Exactly, Elvis. What Proud said is this team is the most transparent and honest team you will find. Great advertisement. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, thank you, Yenser, for sure, brother. So yeah, and yeah, Dowkey, before we wrap it up, I'd love to show how to buy them and then the actual DBank account. Yeah.
Oh wow, we got the D Bank account too. Look at
Yes.
you. Let's go back then. Let's go back. Do I go to the DexFi bond section? Is that what I got to
Yep.
go back?
Yep. So you're at nextbuy.com, and then there's a link that says bonds right at the top. And that'll bring you right to it.
All
Yeah,
right.
perfect.
All
Alright,
right.
so
What?
you can see we just broke 300,000 of
Wow.
the current fund up there on the top right. That'll be the most up to date figure. D-Bank is a little behind sometimes, but if you
Oh,
click on
I
that,
clicked
yeah,
on it. It goes to D Bank. Oh
yes,
wow.
sir.
Wow.
So what everybody was asking. Yeah, you can see, and if you scroll down a little bit there are all the LPs that we're in. So again,
Wow.
no smoke and mirrors, no Fugazi. You get literally to see all the assets that we're exposed to, and that those are generating yield as we speak, in and providing LP. So again, nobody has showed that. So yeah.
So this is I'm gonna put it out there. So to me, this looks more like a managed LP, like you're investing in a managed LP farm, like it's like that, or a managed LP ETF. So if you want to do your own management of your own LPs, you can, or you can come to you and your team at Dex and EMP are managing this for them because I don't even know what some of these tokens are. I don't know what the hell Giza is or all the I don't know. I mean, really, you guys are farming fart coin. It probably pays a lot, but yeah,
Yeah.
like
So yeah.
I wouldn't farm fart coin, but I wouldn't mind exposure to it. It actually makes a lot of sense.
Totally. So yeah, to your point, it is the best way to kind of have an analogy is a decentralized hedge fund. I mean, we are putting capital to work in a very diversified way that generates yield. And yeah, I mean the fart coin position, obviously that is a bit more degen, but you can see the percentage of that fund or that allocation was like what 10,000, so less than less than 0.1% of the overall fund is in that. So we do some that are a little more high risk but generate 3% daily on some of those LPs, and then some of the more modest BTC, Sonic, ETH, that do maybe a lot less yield but have a lot more sustainability. So,
So you're
yeah.
basically doing this on Aerodrome, which is probably the best as far as the exchanges go, from what I've seen.
Yeah, so we do it throughout many different exchanges. So,
Oh,
yeah, Airdrome, Uniswap, SparkSwap, or I'm sorry, SwapX, Shadow, Yeah, so all those are on different exchanges. Yeah.
Really? Okay, so we can't tell which exchanges these are on. I see. So we don't know
Yeah.
this. I
And
see.
that's part of the secret sauce. So, we don't want people to try to target those positions or front run us.
Right.
So you can see where they are, but we try to keep some of that information obfuscated for
So
sure.
you're basically getting exposure to all of this stuff, which I gotta say, that's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind exposure to some other stuff, especially in a bull run.
Yeah, bro, totally. Well, and again, to your point about Fartcoin, if that does a 10x,
Yeah.
that's what brings the overall fund value up
Yeah.
and gives you more ETH in the long run.
I
So,
mean, I'll be honest, I don't know what some of this stuff is. AI, XBT, no idea.
yeah,
Uh
that's a great AI play. Yep, there and again, usually for farming, even with the more degenerate stuff, the liquidity is still over $1 million in a lot of these. So what
like
we're yeah.
like Cookie, no idea what these are.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of this stuff. I mean, some of the stuff I do know, virtual protocol, obviously everyone knows. Giza, I don't know, but it's cool because like you definitely, it's like buying an ETF for LPing, which is
Yeah, that's a great analogy too. You're right, 100%. And we again, man, this is our life. We have a team of people that monitor this 24/7, and if we hear about a good token launch, we're able to also provide LP for that. So you're getting exposure to a DeFi, a team of experts that are putting the money to work. So
and it looks like you've been, obviously you just launched, which was about about 5 days ago. It looks like
yeah.
it's been very stable and it's moving up. Obviously more money's coming in, but even without money coming in, it looks like you're holding your price point, which is good.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I mean, part of that strategy is generating yield that we, even as a team, because we get high on our own supply. We have money of our own in these bonds, so we're utilizing them as a team. And any of that yield we put back in to the fund as well. So yeah, it's we do everything we can to help the sustainability, and it's what we've been doing. This whole strategy has been working for us for years. Now we're just making it available to the public.
This is really cool. I really like it. We got 84 people watching us, 85. Wow, it's crazy. So, if you guys, we're going to be heading out soon. If you guys have any questions, please come over, last minute questions to the YouTube. But wow, I'm impressed. I'm going to buy some. I'm going to put a couple ETH in there. I like it.
Let's go. Awesome, Doc. Yeah, bro. Again, I mean, we're happy to hear that. And again, man, sit back and watch it for a while. If you're not comfortable, we're not here to pressure anybody. Yeah, there's no token, which again is huge. Everybody wanted to show you, a token. This is real yield and flexibility. You can withdraw anytime as well, which is, something a lot of other protocols don't do. Even the guaranteed yield, some of them you have to lock up for a year. So again, that's that's something we don't do for sure. Yeah.
I think a token here would have been really cool. It would have gone up a lot.
Yeah, well, hey, again, we are also looking at white labeling this, and that's a really good point. Now, okay, if you're a project owner and you
Yeah.
have a treasury, this is an amazing way. Even if you have a meme token, we have a meme token on Pulse called Broke No Mo, and that we utilize our treasury in the vaults to generate yield that buys and burns Mo every single week. So this is a great way to add utility for sure.
I think this is actually a great project for someone to do and have a token, and you take the token, you stake the token, you get the rewards like that, and let the token decide what the value is based
Yeah,
on the rewards every week. That would be
totally.
freaking
Yeah,
killer.
and use the vaults for the back end. I love it. Let's do it, man. Totally.
All right, who's coming into that one? Who's coming into this one? Oh, red flag there.
Red flag. Yeah, I love it. Oh, it's the red flag. I love it, man.
It's not a
Yeah,
red flag because we're crypto degens. This is a normal day. I I
yeah,
I,
no doubt.
I just made it more degenerate. That's all I did. I
Yeah,
just made it more degenerate. I took something that's relatively safe and I said, no, we will make it more degenerate.
Yeah, I love it. So yeah, we will not be doing that. So we'll have somebody carry the torch for us. How about that? Yeah. So
Elvis is going to be my main investor. Me and Elvis are going to do it. I'm going to hit up Elvis after this. Elvis, me and you, we're going to run the token project, okay?
yeah,
And it's going to be full of memes and full of tokens and stuff you don't know. I think that's the way.
I love it.
All right, guys. Any other questions before we get going? No more. You answered everyone's question. Brilliant.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, and you could we're on DexFi is on Discord and Telegram and Twitter. You can also reach out to EMP. Again, we don't have a separate Telegram for this because it's all under our umbrella. But we also do weekly AMAs as well. So Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern on the EMP YouTube channel. You can come there and we'll answer any questions you may have as well.
Beautiful, guys. I appreciate you. Hit me up. I'll show you how to verify investments. We're in crypto. We don't verify anything. We just give our money away and hope for the best.
Yes, I love it.
You know, it's crazy. That lady, the chair of the SEC, Hester Pierce, she was doing an interview and she actually said that if you make a bad investment, learn from it, brush yourself off, and get up and try again. And I was like, what?
Whoa. Yeah. The
You
tides
know,
are changing for
I,
sure.
times are changing because they understand crypto is so new, it's so unique that it's very hard to regulate. They're not really going to be trying to regulate it. They're letting people go make your mistakes, but if you get them, don't come crying to us. That's basically what she said. She said, don't come crying to us a couple times. Like, just brush yourself up, get going again. That's it. And that's, I think, a lesson we can all learn out here is, I like the way Elvis is doing it because he's trying to figure it out. He's trying to learn. He's trying to educate himself, try to learn what you can. But when you see a team like AJ and EMP and DexFi, they've been around for a while. And, you kind of learn who's the good actors and the bad actors. You kind of learn.
Yeah, absolutely, Dow King. And again, man, we have always said from day one, I know you do as well, if you see a founder telling you to ape and, put your life savings in something, that is a major red flag. And we never, ever support that. So don't put your rep money into crypto. This is all, the wild, wild west, but we're building some really amazing stuff. And again, this is a cool part about DeFi that's real DeFi, not just
Yep.
Posonomics and games. This is LP providing what banks and the stock exchange or centralized exchanges do for real world assets and take fees. We're doing the same thing in a crypto environment. So yeah, it's really powerful.
Exactly. And Elvis is right. Burn to learn. I started in Forex. I think that's everyone's, and no matter what you invest in, whether it's real estate, whether it's stocks, whether it's crypto, whether it's futures, Forex, options, everyone has learned and been burned. And once you get burned, you understand a little bit more. Sometimes you got to get burned a couple of times. I've been burned a couple of times on a couple of different things. And I've said, okay, I'm going to approach this differently now. And that's just the way it goes. It's just life and everything.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, yeah, that's part of being you get to be a seasoned investor. I was saying that meme that says, first time
Yeah.
with the rope around their neck, because it can be, a lot of negatives in crypto, but we're out here trying to champion for people that are doing it the right way. And again, full transparency. You see through DBank, on chain all the different transactions. Our actual wallet is under multi-sig and
Yep.
cold storage. So we've taken every precaution, humanly possible for sure.
I appreciate you, AJ. Thank you for coming on. All the links are below in the YouTube description. If you need more information, go to the links, go to the Discord, go to their Twitter. They are an open book. And thank you to coming again, AJ. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, brother. Cheers, everyone. All right.
Bye bye.
Bye.